Welcome to a journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. In today's video, we will explore the 5 transformative phases of awakening spirituality, a roadmap to help you navigate the profound journey within. Our journey begins with the first phase, the call to awakening. It's that inner whisper urging you to explore the depths of your being, to seek something beyond the material world. This phase is often triggered by life events or a sense of dissatisfaction, propelling you towards a quest for meaning. As you heed this call, you start questioning your beliefs and seeking a higher purpose, setting the stage for the transformative journey ahead. In the second phase, seeking knowledge and guidance, you immerse yourself in the vast ocean of spiritual wisdom. Whether it's through books, teachings, or mentors, you begin to explore different spiritual traditions, searching for the resonance that aligns with your soul. This phase encourages a deepening connection with your inner self, paving the way for a more profound understanding of your spiritual essence. As you progress, you enter the third phase, the awakening experience. This is a pivotal moment where you directly experience a shift in consciousness. Through meditation, mindfulness, or other spiritual practices, you begin to connect with the divine within and witness the interconnectedness of all things. This awakening is not just a moment, it's an ongoing process that opens your heart and expands your awareness. With newfound insights, you move into the fourth phase, integration and transformation. This phase is about applying spiritual principles in your daily life, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. It's a time of self-reflection, gratitude, and aligning your actions with your spiritual values. As you integrate these teachings, you find a harmonious balance between the spiritual and material aspects of your existence. Finally, we reach the fifth phase, service and sharing. As you embrace your spiritual journey, a natural inclination arises to share the wisdom and love you've cultivated. This phase is about contributing to the well-being of others, fostering unity, and creating a positive impact on the world. In serving others, you find the true meaning of spirituality, the interconnectedness of all beings, and the joy that comes from giving. As we conclude our exploration of the 5 transformative phases of awakening spirituality, remember that this journey is unique to each individual. Embrace the process, be patient with yourself, and allow the wisdom of your heart to guide you. May your path be filled with love, light, and the ever-deepening awareness of your spiritual essence.